Hello everybody and welcome to Tutorials Point. Well, in this video we are going to learn something really new and something that you would be kind of surprised to know. Well, do you really want to know the topic of this video? Well, the topic of this video is going to be most commonly misspelled words in English. Yes, you have heard it right. Well, though we've been learning or using English for quite some time, but still without we even realizing, there are certain words which we most commonly misspell and we do not even realize it. Precisely, which is why we have made this video so that you next time are kind of better aware as to what are the words which you are mostly misspelling and you're not even realizing it or you're not even noticing it. Well, let's go ahead and see what are the words which are most commonly misspelled in English. So this brings us to the very first word, which is very commonly misspelled, and that is accommodate. Well, pause the video and write the spelling of accommodate. If you are able to write it correct, good, great. Well, but if not, definitely see this entire video till the end so that you will actually realize and you will probably be more aware of what are the mistakes that we all are making and we are just not even noticing it. Well, the correct spelling of accommodate is A-C-O-M-M-O-D-A-T-E. But we usually misspell accommodate as A-C-C-O-M-O-D-A-T-E, which means we usually end up eating one M out of accommodate. Well, we better eat our meals than eat an alphabet from accommodate. So next time, just be aware that accommodate has two C's and two M's. Well, let's go ahead and see what are the other mistakes that we usually do make. Well, here is the next word which also is very commonly misspelled, and that is receive. The correct spelling of receive is R-E-C-E-I-V-E. But usually we misspell receive as R-E-C-I-E-V-E. So did you just see we just kind of misplace few letters or few alphabets and the entire word, the entire spelling of the word goes for a toss? Not anymore, because now we know that the correct spelling of receive has an E before C and another E after C. So just take care of this thing next time so that it is not a mistake whenever you are using this word. Well, do you want to really know many more words which we also do not write in the most or do not write in the correct way and we are kind of not even aware of it or we're not even noticing it? Well, yes, there are. And that brings us to the next word which also is very commonly misspelled, and that is until. Well, the correct spelling of until has just one L in the end, but we usually misspell until as U-N-T-I-L-L, whereas the correct spelling of until is U-N-T-I-L. Well, till the Middle Ages, the correct, if you would have used until or if you would have spelled until as U-N-T-I-L-L, that also would have been correct, but not anymore. Now it is not considered the right spelling of until, whereas the correct spelling or the most commonly used spelling of until now is considered as U-N-T-I-L. So just be aware that next time you do not mess it up whenever you are using this word. Okay, well, the list doesn't just end here. There are many other words. Well, here are a few more of them. Okay, so that brings us to the next word, which also is commonly misspelled, and that is occurred. Yes, that is right. You might want to pause the video and just write it down and kind of collect or recollect in your brain, oh, is it right or is it wrong? But I'm telling you, if it is correct, good, great, go ahead with it. But if not, here is what you need to correct about it. Well, the correct spelling of occurred, just like accommodate, has two C's and two R's. But just like accommodate, we also misspell occurred as O-C-C-U-R-E-T, whereas the correct spelling of occurred is O-C-C-U-R-R-E-D, which means two C's and 2 R's, but again, because we have this habit of eating alphabets, we also eat one letter out of, this word, and the spelling goes for a toss. Not anymore, because you've seen this video, isn't it? Well, do you think that's all? If you think so, think again, because actually that's not all. So that brings us to the next word, which we also unknowingly most commonly misspell, and that is separate. Well, maybe because of the way it's pronounced, or maybe because of the way it sounds, we usually misspell separate. But the correct spelling of separate is S-E-P-A-R-A-T-E. But we usually misspell separate as S-E-P-E-R-A-T-E, which means we actually replace A with E, which is not the right thing to do. So now that you've seen it, I'm sure it's not going to happen again, is it? Okay, well, really, believe me, the list is very, very long. I've just kind of highlighted a few words, and which is why the next word, which is again commonly misspelled, is government. Well, I'm sure probably it is because of the way it is pronounced. The pronunciation of government is, government, but whenever we write government, it's not written as government, it is written as government. So government, you could probably memorize government just for the sake of the correct spelling of it, but definitely that is not the right pronunciation. So that brings us to the correct spelling of government, which is G-O-V-E-R-N-M-E-N-T. Whereas while we are pronouncing it, the N is silent, right? So maybe because of which we usually end up messing up the spelling, but now that you're aware, I'm sure it's not going to happen again. And just for your, just so that you're aware, we usually misspell government as G-O-V-E-R-M-E-N-T, as simple as it is pronounced, but that is not right. So next time be aware, though N is kind of silent in the spelling, but it is not silent while you write it. Okay, the list is unending, believe me. So here is the next word, which is also part of this list, and that is definitely. Well, maybe again because of the way it's pronounced, or maybe due to any other reason, we also mess up the spelling of definitely, and we usually misspell definitely as D-E-F-I-N-A-T-E-L-Y. Did you just pause the video and did you just write the same spelling? Well, if you did, you're not gonna write it anymore, because the correct spelling of definitely is D-E-F-I-N-I-T-E-L-Y, which kind of, just for the sake of learning the spelling of it, you can memorize it as definitely, but definitely you're not going to pronounce definitely as definitely. Okay, well, I'm sure now you're very, very clear about the spelling of definitely. Well, here in this video, or in this list that I have chosen for you all, this is last but not the least misspelled word in English, and that is publicly. Well, again, I'm sure you are thinking and kind of recollecting, do I actually spell it wrong? Well, what is the correct spelling of publicly? Just pause the video, write it down. Well, the correct spelling of publicly is P-U-B-L-I-C-L-Y, as simple as that. But we usually misspell it as P-U-B-L-I-C-A-L-L-Y. Well, did you just see the spelling is as simple? Not everything in English has to be complex. Things could be simple as well. So just be aware that not everything in English is as complex as we think it is, right? So the correct spelling of publicly is P-U-B-L-I-C-L-Y and not P-U-B-L-I-C-A-L-L-Y. Well, this was the list of the most commonly misspelled words. Well, the list is unending. There are n number of words which are very, very commonly misspelled. But I just chose these few words for you all, and I'm sure it's going to help you a lot. So we'll see you again in the next video. Till that time, keep learning with Tutorials Point and Tutorix. Have a good day.